All right, legends, welcome on into another AFL footy tipping video. This is for round 12 of the 2025 AFL Premiership season. Let's get into it. Let's bring up the tips. How did I go last week? So I think I tipped the Cats. I definitely tipped the Bombers. Or no, I think I might have tipped the Tigers in an upset. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and check. I definitely tipped the Giants. The Lions, I definitely don't think I tipped. So I think I've only got like 5 there. That I got for last week. I think I definitely tipped the Suns. The Melbourne game. God damn. Anyway, let's play on and have a look here. So, going back up to the top. So, we've got the Lions and the Bombers at the Gabba Thursday night footy. This is going to be an absolute massacre, in my opinion. I think the Lions, they've been pretty hot and cold of recent times. But I think the Lions are going to play some decent footy at home on a Thursday night. And the Bombers are just... they're in all sorts at the moment. They really are. I just think that I don't know if Brad Scott is a good coach. Like, I'm starting to think that he doesn't really have a good game plan because the way they've been playing, they've been so hot and cold, and mainly cold, the Bombers. And again, just like they played okay against Richmond in that last quarter, but the first 3 quarters, I was like, dude, a team of like under 18s are like keeping up with the Bombers at the moment. Like, I don't know. So hopefully the Bombers show up, more importantly, so that we get a decent Thursday night game for a change. That would be good. But I'm going to tip the Lions by about at least 6 goals over the Bombers, I think. $1.08 to $8 is not great either. This is going to be a cracker of a game. Friday night footy, MCG, Hawthorn versus Collingwood. Collingwood home game, $1.58 to $2.39. I am going to tip the Pies. The Pies are in good form yet again, but I think the Hawks still got a couple of players out. I don't know how far away Will Day is. Hopefully he comes back soon. But this should be a fun game to watch again. I think these two teams don't love each other either. I think it'll be a fun game to watch. I'm going to tip the Pies by 4 goals over the Hawks. The Hawks have had to do a bit of travelling too. Last week they played in... they played at home, so no, they should be okay. So it might be closer than what I think it might be. I'm going to just go the Pies by 3 goals then. So the Suns host Fremantle on Saturday at basically 1 o'clock at People First Stadium in the Gold Coast. I think the Suns should win this quite convincingly. They're a top 3 side at the moment, and if they want to finish top 4, these are the kind of games they're going to have to win and win well. Freo are still so hot and cold, even though they're 9th at the moment. I've really enjoyed watching the Suns and how they've played, especially their players off the back lines like John Noble and their players off the forward line like Rioli, and they've just had some really nice clean pickups that have gelled really, really well in their team. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how those guys go again this year, this week. I think it should be quite a convincing win for the Suns at home. Hopefully they get the job done, and I'd love to see them play finals this year. I really, really would, and I think they will. I think they're pretty much, if they win like 2 or 3 more in the next couple of weeks, I think they'll almost be a lock-in at that stage. We've then got the Giants versus the Tigers at NG Stadium over in Sydney. And again, I think this is a similar situation. I think the Giants should win convincingly if they still want to make an impact. They're 8th at the moment, so they really got to win. They've got to put some good performances together. They lost 5 out of the last 6 before they beat the Blues on the weekend. So if they can win this one here convincingly, that'll really get their season back on track. And maybe, hopefully get some percentage over the Tigers would be a good thing for them as well. We then move to the Swans hosting the Crows. The Crows are actually going in favourites at the moment with how the Swans are playing. I'm going to tip the Crows because the Swans have just been so out of sorts this year. They haven't really had the structure that Horse Longmire used to always give them. I feel like they're a little bit over the place at the moment. They've still got a couple of key injuries as well, but I just think the Crows at the moment, if the weather permits, I think the Crows will be very hard to stop at Sydney against the Swans. I'm going to only tip the Crows by about 2 or 3 goals. And I also don't know if I said the Suns. I think the Suns will win by, let's say, 5 goals, and I think the Giants will win by 8 goals. We then move over to the only 2 games on Sunday. There's the D's and the Saints playing at Alice Springs at TIO Stadium. The D's have played up there a bit. The Saints haven't. I expect the D's to get up. They're in some good form at the moment. They've started to turn their season around. I'm going to picked the D's by 5 goals over the Saints. I just don't like the way the Saints play their footy at the moment either. They just seem really lost. And then, the Cats have to travel over to Optus Stadium to play the Eagles. I think the Cats will win by 60 points easily over the Eagles. And then, obviously, the 4 teams that are having a bye this week, Carlton, North, Port Adelaide, and the Bulldogs. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know who you've tipped this week in your footy tips. Have I tipped anybody that you think I should change? Do you reckon there's going to be an upset this week? I think this is probably one of the easier rounds to tip in my opinion. But yeah, let me know who you guys think in the comment section below are going to win this week. And I'll see you guys next week for our round 13 footy tips. We've only got 11 rounds to go after this week. That's crazy. We'll see you guys then. Bye for now. Peace.